If you live in an old trailer or ever have lived in an old trailer, you probably know that it can suck. They're just not built to last. Built really cheaply. Maybe the new ones are better, maybe not. When I woke up this morning, the carpet was wet at the bathroom door. The carpet was wet at the bedroom door. There's a hallway from out of the bedroom to the door right here. I looked at my phone. There was a text message from the neighbor. Your trailer is leaking water. I checked the tap. There's no water. Obviously, my neighbor turned my water off. I turn my water back on. It's spraying all crazy from around the bathroom. I went into the bathroom. Just water coming out of places like up in the wall. It's in the wall. There's no access. You have to take the wall apart to get to it. You can't fix it from going underneath. That's not fun when you have to do that. I have to take the wall apart. My goodness. So, I don't know if we're going to be fishing in this video. Probably not. But there's going to be water. It's in this wall. So that means everything on this dresser has to move. This dresser has to move. And then I got to open this wall. Usually when there's a situation like this and I'm talking about it, people are always commenting about the landlord. Call the landlord. Get the landlord to do it. My landlord's not going to do anything because he doesn't know how to do anything. Whenever something breaks here, I got to fix it. Maybe he's going to oblige and take something off the rent for me. Maybe even buy the supplies. But half the time, it's my money. I get reimbursed, though. So I don't have a lot of money. I can't be fixing stuff all the time. But if I want water, I gotta fix stuff all the time. That's the boat that I'm in, and I don't like it. But it's an old trailer, and it's to be expected. Let's get this open without destroying everything. First, I'd rather be fishing or making music, not doing this. But I want to be able to clean my butt and have water. I want water. There was a nickel hiding under that mirror. You see this? This is previous. So you have lines. Here's a power line going up the water line. Okay, that's going to the overhead. That doesn't work. So here's your water line. It's like PEX, but that's old style. See that? Can you see that back there, gray? This hole was already here when I moved here because for the longest, this is what I figured out. Here's your line going up to the shower. That's where that's going up to the shower about here. About here. That was leaking for the longest before I moved in here, and I had to figure it out on my own. Leaking, and it caused a lot of damage in the ceiling up there and the ceiling up here. You see I have a patch here, temporary patch. So yeah, there was problems before and the landlord hadn't done anything or act like he didn't know anything about it. So we got to take this trim off because our problem is down in there, and we have a problem up here that I isolated previously. The landlord wouldn't let me open this wall to fix it. But if I want water, I've got to open this whole wall. But we're going to do it strategically we're going to try and not destroy all the rock. And these things right here, you see, we don't want to destroy those, but we should be able to get them off. Let's see, those are not finishing nails. Oh my goodness, you didn't use finishing nails here? That has a head on it. Luckily, it's not my first rodeo. I can fix this if I'm allowed to fix it. Hopefully I can get someone to go to the hardware store or Home Depot or Lowe's to get what I need to fix it. But let me get into this. Even if this didn't occur today, I don't think it would be a fishing day because dark clouds and rain are occurring right now. Buckets again, I believe, is what's going to happen. I think what I'm going to do, instead of taking the dresser out of the bedroom, because that's going to be a pain in the ass Just gonna shift it over and see if I have enough room to work. Are you ready to see the nightmare that was waiting for me to see underneath that dresser? Not quite enough dog hair there to make a sweater, but that's not really the nightmare. The black stuff is. You could see lots of water damage there. Everything's wet. This dresser has been soaking up water too. It's just a nightmare, isn't it? Okay, so maybe we need a clean working space here. And that means the arch nemesis of the dogs has to come out. The vacuum cleaner. I hate it. Oh, look at this. I'm doing it by hand. It's these nails here with the heads that are the tightest. Can I pull this off too? No, that's tight too on this end. All right, tool time. Flat bar. I'm putting pressure against this fake beadboard rather than the sheetrock, because if I use the sheetrock, even if I could put the pressure on a stud, that would be what I would want to do if I was taking trim and I was forced to do this. But I don't know if these are on center, and I would like to do a cut on this rock and remove the rock where I need it removed rather than removing all the rock. But let's see what happens in the end. We might be forced to take everything off this wall, but we're going to play it like we're not going to have to do that. You got to be real careful using this end of your flat bar, because you can destroy things. But as you can see, I'm pretty much done with taking that off. Look at that dirty looking stuff. There we go. I did this mostly by hand. What a shitty piece of trim. Before I can remove this fake beadboard, I need to take this off. Flathead screwdriver should be easy peasy. I also need to take these screws out because you see they're over the edge. Now I need to remove this baseboard here. Sometimes I don't want to use the flat bar for all these things, but I'm able to. Oh man, the rock behind this fake beadboard is just going to fall apart. We're going to have a big mess. I'm not going to use the claw part of this flat bar, because that's the part that destroys stuff when you use it. You should just use the claw to remove nails rather than when you're prying something off the wall, because we want to reuse this baseboard. Oh, this is looking spooky back here. Spooky. So every time I remove either the trim or the baseboard in this project, in the other room I'm denailing. Are those two pieces? Look. Question with this: is it nailed or glued or both? I'm not sure if it ever was glued, but it stuck like as if it is glued. But there are, you can see little finishing nails here, but I don't see any down there. It's probably just the edges, and this edge does not go up underneath this. Use this flat bar again. It's already starting to fall apart right there. Try to get it behind a stud if there is a stud. Almost do it by hand. Yeah, it's kind of just stuck from time here. Sometimes you have the best intentions not to destroy stuff, and you're going at it with kit gloves, but it can always just fall apart on you because of time and age, and especially if we're considering water damage. Things have been moist, which it's very obvious there were problems in here just occurring willy-nilly without being fixed, and then I come along and start addressing these issues, but on a shoestring budget. Okay, so we just need to, there we go. Oh, are you ready to see this? This is gonna make you tell me to move. Don't you think? Isn't that what you're gonna tell me? You should just move? Truth is, I don't have the money to move. But yes, I want to move, because that's a nightmare. And there's more to come. The rent right now in this town, Belchase, Louisiana, is 10.3%, I believe, over the national average. It may have changed, but it's over the national average because of this LNG plant, because of construction, huge construction projects just down the road from here. The rent has been gouged up, and other things too, because there's a lot of people, and landlords know they can get this out of them, so some horrible place like this can be on the market for like over $2,000. $2,000 is the average rent here and up. Not everything is $2,000 and up, but most things are. A lot of people have been priced out. Landlord wouldn't renew their lease, and they had to go. And the next person that came in, there was just a shitty fresh paint job, and they're paying $2,000 or more to rent out a duplex. Yeah, and then a couple months later, that tenant you were getting $2,000 from is gone, and there's no one willing to pay what you're asking, so you got to bring your rent down or leave your property empty, waiting for the next temporary worker who's willing to pay over $2,000 a month for a shit box. Alright, I gotta fill up a garbage bag. So you remember I was saying I wanted to try to keep as much of this rock as possible. I don't think that's gonna be possible. I mean, look at it, it's just falling apart, and there's all this black mold looking stuff on the skin of it. So we're gonna get rid of what looks bad here, put it in this garbage bag, and get it out of the house. Probably not going to be able to finish this project today, because it would behoove me to leave this open and dry out before I reseal it. And I don't have the stuff to complete this project. I just have the know-how and the tools to give me access to this broken pipe, or it's a hose. It's not even a pipe. It's like old school. It's what came before PEX. It's hoses, gray and black hoses. Horrible stuff, actually. How's that for a thumbnail? Maybe. So this rock is just falling apart, and here we go. We've got access to our water here. Look at that line. It's not there. There's our issue. You want to see where that line is? This is why I had to open the wall. If you're the landlord watching this, I had to open the wall because I can't get it from the underneath. See, it came apart, came off. That's some old school crap right there. You want to come in closer, see that better? Look at that. That's bullshit is what that is. Look at this. It's just falling apart. It's not worth keeping. This rock is just garbage. So whenever I'm talking to someone about a water issue in this trailer, whether it be in the bathroom or the kitchen, like say there's water leaking at the faucet or the toilet, they always say, well, why don't you just shut off the shut-off valve at the toilet or underneath the sink? The thing with these old trailers, they didn't install those. The only shut-off valve that was here when I moved here was for the water coming in, and that's outside. I have installed shut-off valves in various places as time goes on, like when something breaks, like I had to do something with the kitchen sink and the other bathroom. I put shut-off valves in line while I was there, you know, because I'm like, I'm here doing this. I got it apart. Might as well just go ahead and put a shut-off valve to make things easier in the future, maybe for the next guy. That's the problem with a lot of stuff these days, a lot of construction work. They're not thinking about the next guy, not thinking about the guy who has to come in and do something, like come up behind you and, like, you know, fix something if something breaks or whatever, like some kind of maintenance stuff. They don't think about it. They make it hard for you to access, like this stuff behind a wall, like stuff that's obviously going to break in time, but you buried it underneath cheap bullshit, cheap shit. The way I'm gonna fix this, shark bites. I'm gonna get a shark bite fixture. They're a little pricey, but many times in trailers, that's like a quick fix for something like this. You see, shark bite fittings will fit this. I'll stick it up in there, and it's kind of like a Chinese finger puzzle, right? It's gonna get stuck up in there. So we'll take this off, and the fitting will screw onto here, and then I'll have to cut this off, and I have enough play, as you see, to fix it. And I've already got the landlord finally replying to me. Probably go to Home Depot soon and fix this, but this is gonna have to stay open for a while to dry out. Let me finish cleaning up. I had to just keep going. All of this rock is bad, and this 2x4, this stud here, is bad too. And look at this. Right next to a vent pipe. What? This is how they used to build stuff. Probably still do in some situations. Horrible. Quick update here on the project. Things aren't looking good. Yeah, as far as getting this fixed today. It is late in the day, by the way. The landlord can't go to Home Depot right now, so it looks like tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna be without water, it looks like, all night, because yeah, I can't isolate this. There's no shut-off valve in that line. I can't go get. So I'm sitting here cleaning up, denailing the wall and everything. And you know, my intentions was not to demo this whole wall, but as things turn out, sometimes you end up having to do more than you wanted to, because this sheetrock was so bad. 95% of it was bad. I was just crumbly, right, and moldy looking. And I'm here denailing, and look what I found. Because this stuff is so old, they were using nails, and they put a nail right through that Romex. How dumb is that? Landlord finally replied, "We can do it tomorrow. Can't do it today." And then he asked, "You can't just tape the hose for now?" And I'm like, this is what I said back. What do you mean by tape the hose? This isn't something you can fix with duct tape. I don't know what he means, but yeah, need a fitting. So this is our recap, and then we're gonna close out, and I'll let you know in the next video how it went, because yeah, I want to get this done and get this video out. All right, so when you live in an old trailer, expect all the fittings to be made of plastic. Here and here, all your pipe fittings, like, and your hoses are gonna be like this. You're not gonna have pipes unless someone got in there and changed it. But if nothing has been changed, right off the assembly line, plastic fittings, and over time they just break. Like this just broke. You see that? It just broke. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sit here all night without running water. I do have water, however, and I could go to the neighbors right there and get more water if I need it. It's all because I live in southeast Louisiana. Because of hurricanes, I'm always keeping emergency water, a nice stock of it, just in case. And I'm tapping into that stock tonight for sure. But yeah, I'm not without water. Just I'm without running water. I'm not going to be like not flushing, right? So I'm good. But I wish I didn't have to say that I'm good. I wish everything was just normal and I could go shoot a fishing video, even though it is a bit of a rain day. But here I am stuck in the house dealing with this. Got a wall open. Didn't want to open the whole wall, but the whole wall was shit. So I had to open the whole wall. And now I can't get anyone who's actually supposed to deal with this to come deal with this until tomorrow. But bless his heart, he wouldn't know what to do. Yep, but just saying, it's not my responsibility. But I can take care of it, just not out of my pocket. That's the hard part right there. You shouldn't be having to fix stuff in a rental out of your pocket. It needs to come back to you. If to get yourself through an emergency, you got to dip into your pocket, that's one thing, right? That's okay as long as they pay you back. But if they're not willing to pay you back, if they want to argue about what the supplies cost or whatever, yeah, there's all kinds of reasons here why I should move, right? Lots of them. And yeah, there's probably a lot of comments saying move, and I want to move, but it's just not time yet. It's not ready to do that. Soon though. All right, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time with running water.